Let me just, Joseph, let me just kind of go over the ballot first. The ballot here, just to kind of understand, and this will kind of build on some of the things Terry said. You have speech development is 30%. You don't have a copy of this. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough of this printed, but there'll be some over here. Content is 30% of your grading, but delivery is 55%, and language appropriateness, etc., is 15%. What I have found, and what Terry alluded to, is that you have to have humor, and you should probably expect to have about a laugh per minute. So in a 3 to 5 minute speech, you should have 3 to 5 laugh lines to be effective. And even in international now, they're saying in international to have 5 to 7 laugh lines in a 5 to 7 minute speech. Laugh lines are very important in terms of the judging, and it's getting more and more so as if you've watched some of the international speech contests, Tall Tales lately, they're all using humor to offset their message or to emphasize their message. So that's a very important thing. In Tall Tales, you've got an issue with originality, because you can only use no more than 25% borrowed content. Now, if you go online and there are plenty of children's stories, fairy tales, tall tales out there that you can get online. But if you take those, it's not yours. You are going to be disqualified for basically plagiarism. Now, in a speech in a club, you can use some borrowed content and nobody really cares. But when it's a competition, there are very strict rules in place, and no more than 25% borrowed content is allowed. There have been people that have, in Tall Tales, for example, I've seen and witnessed it myself, where they have taken a tall tale a fairy tale or a tall tale that they found online, and they have actually used that speech verbatim, and they were disqualified from competition. They didn't realize at the time that they were making that error, but later they found out. So make sure that whatever you do is original, that it's your story that you created. If you have a mentor or a coach, if you work with even a professional coach, and you have somebody help write that speech, they can help write up to 25% of that speech, but if it's anything more, then somebody can cause a protest, and you could potentially be disqualified for using borrowed content more than 25%. Yes?
I have a question. Humor is sometimes difficult to come by.
Yes.
So if your content and your delivery has absolute captiveness,
Yes.
absolutely captivated your audience, would that count? Can that be seen? Can that be?
Well, I'll give you an example. One of the most wonderful tall tales I have ever heard in all of the time I've listened was a very, very sad story. Everybody thought this poor woman, the life that she had gone through, this should have been an inspirational speech, not a tall tales. It was completely fabricated, 100% her own creativity. She gave it deadpan, absolutely, like it was real. The horror in her life, it was a tall tale, but because she didn't have any humor in it, people didn't realize it was a tall tale, and as a result, it was a fabulous tall tale. It didn't win.
Yeah.
You know, so what Terry has said, it's very important for us to know that it really is a tall tale and not, whoa, you know. So, yeah.
This is more of an evaluation question.
Yes.
when you get to the summary, the summation, you have to say in summation, or can you say something to the effect of, so to, I lost my
Well,
word.
if you don't have to use the exact words in summary, but the judges need to know that that is your intent. You can use some sort
So
of,
to wrap up.
well, you don't want to use something that, wrap up sounds a little bit kind of contrite, but
Closing or something.
in closing, sorry?
In closing will
In
work.
closing would work, yeah. So something that would really tell them that you are now going to be summarizing, but that really has to be overt
Yeah, the
in the
literally
minds
make that
of
point.
the judges.
That distinction.
They can't think that it's either or, they've got to know.
I have a question.
I'll do a quick question for Martin.
I'm curious about the 25% plagiarism comment
Yeah.
that you made. It seemed to me, it occurred to me that Terry's speech, as brilliant as it was, carried a plagiarized thought through as a through line of the whole speech. So where is it drawn the line where it's an actual?
Well, Terry's does not sound to me like, if I were a judge or a chief judge, I would not think that what Terry did was plagiarism at all. What he did was he took something and made it into his own unique story.
Okay, so you can use the concept and take
Absolutely,
it as a
but it was his story.
Got it.
And you can take something like a fairy tale and elaborate it on it your way. And it's your original content.
So you're
Terry
talking
was
about
completely
verbatim-
within
The
the,
verbatim repetition of the actual tale.
yeah. If you gave the fairy tale as it was written, and I've seen that happen,
Yeah.
then you'd be in trouble.
Thank you.
But Terry did not do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.